Alright, welcome back for another round of league racing. This time we're at TMC, this time we're in Abu Dhabi, and a quick look at qualifying there. We finished 8th. Abu Dhabi is a track where I look at shit. It's not a track I particularly enjoy because the race in real life is just absolute garbage, usually. I don't like its curbs, they are vicious. It's just not a track, I don't think, it's just a track that not a lot of people enjoy, but looking at the strategy, we initially think about going for a 2-stop, but I just put it there and I thought, let me think about it later and see where we get on. So here we go, building up here. P8, not the worst position to be starting in, especially a track I don't really like very much, but away we go, and solid enough start. We kind of hold position. Ali is here on our outside, and we're going to take it very cautiously to turn 1. He's going to get the better exit. I think he's got the wider line there, but a little mistake there, and we have to swerve to avoid it. And we're just going to keep it tight, easy. I was getting nervous at this stage. Look at all this shit, and we're going to try and take Ali then around the outside, and we do it. That was a very important move, and I was very happy to get that done. And we move up into P7, so very happy with that. We kind of keep I think it was Hungry Tadpoles in front of us, had an off, and I think he binned this, so that's where our extra position kind of came from there. So safe and sound through that first lap there. That was the most important thing. And DM Crack is now behind us. DM Crack now is going to play a big part for us in this race, so he's going to be the one that's going to keep us honest here for a lot of this race. Anyways, moving on to lap 6 now. A good bit of time has passed, and it kind of similar to Mexico. And there's a big cluster of cars that are kind of slowed up, and this allows us to kind of come back and kind of get back into the hole. Look at this mess. There's Bert, there's Extrema, there's King Leander. There's a whole bunch of guys, and they're all kind of held up by each other, it seems. So it's kind of allowed us back into DRS range. Lap 7 now. You can see how ridiculous this is. Look at this. I was smacking my lips here a little bit because it's just a giant cluster. And the mindset's really interesting at this stage when you're stuck behind this many cars. I'm like, well, does an opportunity present itself? How do I approach it? Because it's just absolute bonkers. You'd be so alert because anything could happen at any time. We're going to actually stay on board here because something interesting does happen. Anyways, the Ultra Soft are beginning to go off a little bit now, and Extrema gets a bit of some sort of issue where he just loses it, and boom, into the wall, and he is out. And that was very surprising. Took me by surprise a good bit. So but that happened, so that was, hey, free. I take it, free positions. Lap 8 now. I decided that I was going to do whatever Kane or Bert did. If they both stayed out, I'd stay out. If one of them came in, I was going to come in. And so Kane came in, and I decided I'd join him. And look at, I just want you to notice how close we were on track, right? So he's about what, a second and a bit ahead, perhaps. You know, he's nothing major. Look at this shit that's about to go down. By the way, I did change my mind. I did decide to go to the softs because I want to limit me pit lanes here, because this pit lane is a bitch. I hate it. I didn't practice it before. I only remembered in quali how bad it was. But look at this shit, right? I was thinking, oh no, this is the worst possible thing that could ever happen, because Kane Leander is in front of all this mess of Carl, Joseph Corby, I think it's a Racer. I don't know who else is here, but I think Ali as well. But honestly, that's how fine the margins are. Look at the shit we have to deal with now, and we're not going to be able to get a good run. We're going to have DRS in this first run on Carl, but we're not going to have a whole lot else. And I was not happy because I thought, shit, I've come in. DM Crack, I think, has stayed out, and Bert has stayed out. So the undercut for Bert is gone. How much time are we going to lose to K or to DM? I mean, look at this shit. I mean, look, we're so much faster. It is horrible. But is DM Crack going to overcut us now? And Kane Leander, not that we had any chance of really fighting Kane anyways, but he was kind of with us. Obviously his true pace was much better than ours, so anyways, he'll be gone. Carl actually gets a bad run there at the last corner, and he lets me go. And this is the most important part of this race, these two here, Racer, and you're going to see how much of a sling we get and we just go fire around the outside. An absolutely beautiful move. And then it just seems that Racer hits into us and he whacks into... I have no idea what happened. I don't think I hit him. I'm almost certain I didn't hit him, and then he just whacked back. I have no idea what happened, but anyways, I didn't hear anything about it afterwards, so I'm guessing it was a racing incident. He didn't say anything about it. Very weird situation, but here against Joseph Corby now, I'm having flashbacks of Mexico. I had to get this move done. There was no ifs or buts or maybes about it. Down the inside, and we're going to take that position, and we're going to stick with it, just in case he comes back on the DRS, his second DRS straight, because he will have DRS for this straight. I was running 111 wings. I think a lot of people were, and anyone who wasn't was was kind of lost out in the big way. But we keep that position there, and that's also into temporary or into P10, lap 12, and there's Bert. Bert has rejoined there, and that's how close we were in the end. Again, not that we will be able to stay ahead of Bert for long, but I think if we definitely hadn't been caught up, we could have jumped Bert, and you never know what could have happened from there. But I doubt I would have been able to stick in front of him, but there he was. Lap 16, and we're kind of getting back to our position that we should be. DM Crack has been behind us for a lot of this time, and he's been hovering around the 1.1 second range. A couple of times he got in within DRS, but nothing he could be able to do with it. PFC Steve is going to pit from the Super Softs onto the Ultra Softs, so an interesting strategy from Steve there. But we'll get past it and get back into P7 where we originally were. So happy days, and this race has been going well so far. I mean, the softs didn't feel great, but I mean they were okay. Now, interesting part of the race. I knew someone was approaching us on the map, and it turned out to be Yarham. Yarham is on the Ultra Softs. He started on the softs and went on to the Ultra Softs, and he's now the fastest man on the track. And by lap 22, you can just see he's got past DM Crack, and I'm thinking, shit, this is not good. So this is lap 22, so we have to do some defensive work here if we want to get this, keep the 6th place. Why are we in 6th? Someone retired in front. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, so we defend that originally. So again, that's the thing with Abu Dhabi. Once you defend these two positions, these two straights, you're in a good shout of keeping it in front of the other person. So here we go. This is the big. Here we go. Yarham on the outside. We go defensive, late braking. Bit of contact. I leave him the space here, but it's so hard to keep that door open. So he had to back out of that one. But I think that was fair defensive driving there. Left him the space originally, and then afterwards, where there was really no move to be done, closed the door. Lap 24 now. You're going to see we're actually going to be a good bit ahead of Yarham this time. He's not even going to be a threat down this straight. He must not get the best run, but that's the thing. The more and more you were keeping behind him, the more interesting I thought, okay, interesting, maybe we could try and maybe keep this position. But you know, ultimately the soft tires, the war on soft tires against fresher ultra softs, it was really only going to be a matter of time. Actually, DM Crack, I actually missed it there. DM Crack actually retired behind Yarham. He binned it into that wall coming out of that corner before the long DRS straight. So that was a huge relief of pressure, because he was keeping us honest this whole race. At lap 25 now, and here we go, Yarham gets a much better run out of that corner. And I could have gone defensive, but by the time I decided if I wanted to, it was way too late, and it would have been a very aggressive move to swipe alongside. We go for the switchback and hope that we can get hope for the DRS down this second straight and see what we can do. We're going to try it. This is all we had. This is basically our race here, because Synchronizer is 12 seconds behind. My teammate Synchronizer is 12 seconds behind. Oh, I think about it, and then just want absolutely nothing to do with it, and then there goes Yarham. That is P6. That's us into P7. But look, I was happy enough with P7 on its own. I could have been happy. I could have dropped back at this stage. I thought, okay, Yarham is 12 seconds behind. Let me just ease off, let Yarham go. But surprisingly enough, we kept pushing, and Yarham was not getting away. And this lap 27, like, he's only 1.7 seconds ahead. I thought, okay, if I just keep with him, maybe he might have a penalty. And here we go. We're going to last lap. Kane Leanda has binned it somewhere in the wall and has wing damage, and Yarham's going to do him. And I thought, oh, interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a chance to do it. And so we keep with it. Like, there's nothing more we can do other than give it everything we've got. Tires are done. There's no threat from behind. We get a good run out of this corner, and then a good run out of this last corner, but it's not going to be enough to get him on track. And there we go, and that will be P7. But no! P4! P-fucking-4! Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We had no penalties, and everyone else did, and it was enough to get us into position 4. My best result in TMC, eclipsing the two fifth place finishes I had at Monza and Spa. But look at that. No penalties. Everyone else had a penalty besides Synchronizer. 2 Haas boys getting them done. Incredible race. I thought I drove it very well. I don't know what happened to a racer, but I'm assuming it was a racing incident. But critical phase of the race to get that done. Those moves of Carl, Racer, and Joseph Corby, that really helped the race. I just stuck out of trouble, kept it consistent, and there we go, P4 and driver of the day according to Dan. So there we go, that was Abu Dhabi. That was the first season of TMC. I am away for the next 3 weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks. I'm going to miss Australia and China in Division 3, I believe. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'm looking forward to whatever division I'll be racing in, and I'll be looking forward to doing that in a couple of weeks.